All right, race fans, before we jump into today's action at Imola, let's talk about the new kid on the block at Scare Racing, Milos Novotny. Now, if you remember Nürburgring, and how could you forget, Novotny turned the track into his own personal chaos factory before Scare Racing swooped in and signed him up.
Ah yes, Nürburgring, the place where Milos left his mark on just about every car on the track.
First, there was the time when Novotny decided to give Toti's car wings. One little nudge and voila! Toti was airborne, folks.
And let's not forget when Novotny got a bit too cozy with Orange Grandson's car. It's like he was trying to hitch a ride on the track.
Then, of course, there was his attempt to speed up Alex Utin in that corner. Spoiler alert, Utin ended up on the grass, and Novotny probably got a stern talking to.
But you know what they say, Clint. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Scare Racing must have seen something special, and now Novotny's got a second chance to show what he's really made of.
Exactly, Liam. Today's a new day, a new track, and we've got high hopes for Novotny at Imola. Could this be the start of something great? Stay tuned to find out. All right, race fans, we've got Wagner starting from P7 and Novotny from P11. Scare Racing is looking pretty solid today, and green, we're off at Imola.
Whoa, chaos right from the get-go. Henry Salazar just slammed into the back of Joel Riva, sending Riva straight into Benito. But look at Wagner, keeping his distance like a seasoned pro. He's got the open space and boom, just like that, he's up to P3 after that mess.
And so does Novotny, with a similarly clean start. He's able to grab P7. What a move by both Scare Racing drivers. From P7 and P11 to P3 and P7 in the blink of an eye. Scare Racing is off to a flying start. But hold on, it looks like Novotny left a bit too much room on the inside. Abdelkalek isn't wasting any time. He dives in, and just like that, he's taken the position from Novotny. Slick move on the inside. Meanwhile, up at the front, we've got a tight-knit group forming. Giacomo Palladino, Jens Bag, Wagner, and Andriy Sychov are all within a second of each other. This is shaping up to be one heck of a battle.
And look at Wagner. He's right on Bag's tail as they exit the Variante Alta. Perfect slipstream heading into Rivazza. Wagner pulls out at just the right moment, dives to the inside, and what a move. A textbook overtake, clean as you like. Wagner is now up to P2, just 1.3 seconds behind Palladino. The chase is on.
Let's rewind and see how things went from zero to chaos in the blink of an eye.
First up, we've got Christian Schneider giving Andre Shepard a little nudge that turns into an absolute car pileup. Theo Grange comes charging in like he's late for a meeting and slams into Schneider. Meanwhile, Onno Zawiller and Mike Bitten decide to play pinball with the barriers. They're bouncing around like they're in some kind of twisted carnival ride.
And just when you thought the mayhem was over, Eric Hahn comes in like a wrecking ball, absolutely flattening Vakhtang Martinenko. I'm not sure if Hahn was aiming for points or just clearing out the competition, but that was one massive hit.
Finally, Bodo Kresimer seems to have had enough of this chaos. After a spin that looked more like a dance move, he just parks his car like he's calling it a day at a car show. Sometimes, you've got to know when to quit while you're ahead, or at least while you're still in one piece.
What an opening! If that's how we start, I can only imagine what's next. Oh no, the chaos isn't done with Wagner yet. He's just a tad too far to the right and puts a wheel on the grass. That's all it takes. He's lost the rear. Wagner's sliding through the corner like a kid on a slip and slide, heading straight for the gravel.
It's a heart-stopping moment, but Wagner manages to keep it together. No damage done, but he's lost 2 positions. That's a tough break, but he's still in the fight.
And just as Wagner's battling to keep it together, over in Novotny's world, things are heating up. He's been stuck behind Abdelkalek for a few rounds, with no clear path to overtake.
But patience pays off. Clint. Abdelkalek finally makes a mistake, and Novotny doesn't hesitate. He snatches that position in a heartbeat. And would you look at that? Salazar overcooks it in the next corner and ends up in the gravel.
Now with clear air ahead, Novotny's got his sights set on Toretto. Wagner's sitting pretty in P4, Novotny's up to P6. Scare Racing is on the charge. Bag is on the hunt, folks. He's got Palladino's Lambo in his crosshairs and takes the inside line with a clear advantage. A little bit of door-to-door action in the corner, but nothing too wild, and Bag is through.
Tough break for Palladino, though. Just as he's trying to recover, he takes a bit too much curb in the next corner, and that Lamborghini's all out of sorts. He loses control and slides right into the gravel.
And just like that, both Scare Racing drivers gain a position. Wagner's up to P3. Novotny's now sitting pretty in P5. This race is shaping up nicely for them. Looks like Dom Toretto decided to leave the Dodge in the garage today and take out the Porsche instead. And what does our favorite street racer do? He taps Wagner from behind, hoping for some chaos. But Wagner's no rookie. He pulls a quick wheel adjustment and keeps it steady. This quarter-mile duel goes to Wagner.
Wagner's not one to back down either. He immediately lines up a risky move on Zaitsev. Almost pulls it off, too. But Zaitsev holds his ground, keeping that position by the skin of his teeth. Close call, but Wagner's not done yet.
Wagner's really pushing it now, but oh no, is it bad luck or just a rookie mistake? He slams the brakes hard on the curb, steers a bit too much, and there it is. He's lost the car, spinning out and now facing the wrong side of the track.
That was a close call, but thankfully no damage done. Still, Wagner's dropped 6 positions. Not what he needed right now.
Salazar and Schultz both struggle with a bad exit, and Wagner's got a head of steam coming out of that corner. But they're blocking the track like a pair of synchronized swimmers, leaving Wagner with no room to make a move.
Wagner's got no choice but to hit the brakes and bide his time. But patience pays off. Schultz goes wide, and Wagner finally slips through.
And just when you think it's over, Reba comes barreling in, hits Schultz, and they pull off a perfectly synchronized spin. Bittner, with nowhere to go, crashes right into the side of Schultz. Talk about a chain reaction. A heart-stopping moment for Wagner. Salazar spinning out of control, and Wagner just barely avoids disaster by inches. What a close call.
But there's no time to breathe. Palladino's on the attack, eyeing Wagner's position like a hawk. He dives to the inside, and even though Wagner gives him a little bump, Palladino's move is successful. Wagner's just been outmaneuvered.
Time to check in on Novotny. He's been relentless in the last few laps, slowly but surely closing the gap on Toretto. And now, folks, Novotny's right in Toretto's slipstream, inching closer with every second. Here it comes. Novotny makes his move on the inside, and Toretto doesn't put up much of a fight. That's P3 for Novotny. What a drive! And it looks like Novotny's got that P3 locked down. Toretto's trying to keep up, but Martin Black gives Toretto a little love tap from behind, and both of them are spinning out. Unbelievable. This seals it for Novotny. He's got that podium for Scare Racing. What a first race for Novotny with his new team. Absolutely stunning, especially after that Nürburgring chaos. He's done what Wagner couldn't quite manage last season.
And speaking of Wagner, he crosses the line in P8. Not the podium he was hoping for, but considering the ups and downs of this race, it's a respectable finish. Scare Racing has definitely got something to celebrate today.
What a wild ride, folks. If you're loving the chaos, go ahead and hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. You don't want to miss a single moment.
And be sure to tune in for our next race at Brands Hatch. If today was any indication, it's going to be one heck of a showdown.
Remember, stay fast, stay fearless, and keep your seatbelt tight when Novotny's around. He went from Nürburgring's Demolition Derby to an Imola podium. Next thing you know, he'll be trying to drift through the chicane in reverse.